that's a triple play. New episodes, I couldn't wait. Yeah, open your mind at the first gate. Press play, no need to debate. AOA, check me out. Look, clocked in, you can catch the hype. Golden Dawn, how we follow the light. Anime like life, married to it, my wife.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages? Welcome back to the AOA show. I'm your host, as always, Ian, along with the boys Isaiah.
Oh, hi, oh.
And Gavin.
What is Gucci Shoe?
And today we're coming at you with some more blog posts compiled by the beautiful moderators in our Discord and for our YouTube channel. So thank you very much to all of them. Big shout out. Today we are covering Season 2, episodes 287 to 296. So before we get into it, though, we just want to go over our comment of the day. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to stop doing this after like this week. I think everyone will be on board. If I don't do it, you can tell me to stop. But we are having it so we ask a question at the end of our video. So if you are one of the true ones who stayed till the end of the video, you watch the thing all the way throughout, you'll obviously want to answer the question that we pose, because if you do and then write your comment like the brilliant people have already, we will potentially read it on our next stream. We'll take one of the comments that were among them and randomly choose it and then read it on our next video that has to do with that. So blog posts will correlate to blog posts, TOG discussions or questions will correlate to those videos, AOT discussions, JJK discussions, etc. So stick around till the end of the video, answer the question correctly, and then type your comment. You might just get it read. So anyway, this week, Gavin, if you'd like to take it away.
This week we have our comment by Jimbo Jet. The answer is Sarai. Me reading Tower of God weekly for 10 years with the blog post. Every chapter feels like I'm climbing the tower with SIU. Oh, excuse me. Not a lot of authors do this. It's an experience that I will always cherish, and we will always cherish you for commenting to us. Much appreciated.
That's a good one, because the question I think we posed, or it wasn't even a question on that one, it was just type in, sorry, because she or he put together the entire thing last week for the blog post, because I couldn't think of a question on the fly. So that is that, and big shout out. And then it was funny, yeah, because I think we were making comments last week about I think Isaiah was saying, like, you really have an appreciation for the fact that he puts in all this work on his blog posts like this, because it makes you feel like you're reliving it. And for us, it's funny because we're so far behind in the grand scheme of things. It's like getting that extra tidbit of information, but so quickly. Something that's pretty cool, though. But anyway, thank you very much for the comment.
So, appreciate it.
Anyway, with that being said, let's get into the video. Gavin, if you'd like to start us off with our first chapter, chapter 287, or episode 287.
Okay,
Go for it.
287, in our little picture, we got, what are you leaving again? How long? Until the end of my days. Done from Discord. One panel for Iwa.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. One panel for Iwa, since I am glad to see her. It's been a while. See you later. See you again later. It was hard putting them all in one it was hard putting them all in one episode. There were a few other ways, but it would have disrupted the flow, so I made up my mind. Together with the last episode, I decided to do one episode for battle and one episode for summing up. This episode did not have fighting scenes, so the lines got longer, but I hope you enjoyed it.
That we did.
Indeed. The main focus is, of course, Jihad and Bam, but the big breeders are the villains of this episode, and at the same time, they are special beings, or data, that only exist in this episode. So, that kind of just threw me off.
My bad. So I wanted to give them backstories.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So I wanted to give them some backstories. Since it's an episode that's happening in the data world, I thought, how about this kind of past? The fact that Yura has a connection to the hidden floor has been previously foreshadowed for a moment, but the first draft was a bit different from now. It has been changed a little by little and became this story. Interesting. Data Jihad, it's hard to get a grasp on his personality. But, as Edan said, currently the data is in a strange state. You could see it as the original Jihad's personality mixed with another personality that was altered by something that came from the outside. I wonder what that something is. In reality, Jihad's character is far from seriousness or authoritativeness, but more of a genius adventurer. Of course, for some reason, he changed after becoming the king. From next week, the episodes will be showing Bam's training and confrontation between the Kun family and Jihad's side. I think there will be a high proportion of battles for a while. Bam needs to upgrade diligently to survive 1 month after SIU.
Yeah, and battles they were. These have been some jam-packed action chapters for sure. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, moving on to episode 288. We got, which one is this?
Asensio.
Kun Asensio. Asensio
dope
Kun.
too.
Yeah.
Marco
Bubblegum.
Asensio.
What's that?
His full name. Marco Asensio.
Marco Asensio?
Marco Asensio.
All right, cool. Today is the bubblegum lover Asensio, whom I think will appear a lot next week. I derived a lot of character names from football players, but they do not have any connection other than their names. The training arc has begun. Yeah. Bomb has been frequently upgraded. In this episode, he is directly compared to the young 10 house heads, so I think Bomb will level up regarding them as rivals. Since Bomb is especially regular and his companions are together on his journey in various ways, I do want to show him getting stronger. However, I feel that the emotional level ups which appear in many other shonen comics do not really work with Tower of God, so I want it to be more systematic, like showing how he improves his skills more thoroughly. Anyway, since Edon has become his mentor, I suppose he will get much stronger. Boro and Edon's children have met with the big breeder. I think we get to see Asensio or Miss Cheney's power. Boro and Edon's children?
Boro's kids.
Boro and Edon's children.
Unless he means children in the sense of like, oh, Boro's, like, because he's the dad, like Boro's group of kids. But I don't think he mean, because they're not Boro's kids.
Interesting. Yeah. Any clarification?
Or are they?
What? Oh, God. Kun Edon's married to Boro? What's happening? All right. Plot twist. All right. Last week, I had heard that there was a fan cafe member meeting, so I went there. For everyone who came, it was good to see you. I hope you all had fun and went back to your homes without a hitch. A couple years ago, I was in the mood of thinking maybe I can play together, but maybe because I have become old now, it feels like maybe I can watch how these kids play. I feel this way every time, but everyone is cute. Now all there is left for me to do is work hard. The burden of duty is heavy. I will always try my best. SIU. Seems like a down-to-earth guy.
White Knight, bro. Chapter 289.
Damn his mouse. It's like so sensitive sometimes.
Am I like moving it or scrolling?
It was scrolling, but I'm good. I know
'cause
you
you can
could like
hit the
press it.
button.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. With this one, right? Okay. Go for it.
Have you all enjoyed the Lunar New Year Day? I could not take a break since I was working like I did last time. Hope everyone has rested well and re-energized themselves during the holidays.
Oh god, that made it worse. Okay.
Wait, what button did you hit?
Yeah, no, I was just being stupid. No, it's good. It's good. We're good.
It looks like Asensio was the main character, but it turned out Miss Cheney was. Both Asensio and Miss Cheney are characters who will appear later as well, so perhaps the techniques in this episode will be shown again by their adult versions in the future. By the way, I want to mention that I personally do not like Asensio's flying fish spear techniques due to its difficulty to illustrate, of course. The only time he ever dislikes something about these characters is if they're really hard to draw. Miss Jenny is the best, finishing things in one shot. It looks like Data Jihad got too lazy to chase them and decided to wait instead. I originally intended to put some stories with quests in between, but I changed my mind thinking I cannot draw them when the development is already slow. So I dropped them a lot. Therefore, there will be a lot of progress with the training next week. For Data Jihad, aside from the fact that he's strong, his ability to analyze situations, survival, and those skills that are required in adventures are all close to the highest possible level. Although he is Data from his younger self, he sure does look invincible. I wonder how Bomb is going to be capable of dealing with Data Jihad.
Interesting.
Anyway, unlike previous episodes, I will show you battle scenes of many characters one by one, so it'll be more detailed, sorta. So please look forward to it next week. The season is going to change soon, so please take care. I hope every athlete going to the Olympics will get good results. I'm thinking of drawing a character dressed as the Winter Olympics mascot, Sohorang. In next week's postscript. Not sure who I'm going to draw, but
Nicholas says, try and guess what animal the mascot is before scrolling. It's the Korean mascot, right?
I don't
South Korean
know.
mascot for the
Yes.
Olympics. What animal are they?
I'm gonna be real. I didn't even know that the Winter Olympics had mascots.
Yeah, an animal. At first, I was like, oh, winter. It's going to be coon because, the whole frost ice thing.
Well, it's asking what animal.
No,
Yeah,
what?
that's what I'm saying. I initially thought it was coon until he just
like,
said
"Coon
what
is an
animal.
animal."
Like when I first heard it, I'm like, oh, it's going to be coon. But now I'm like, animal.
I don't know. I literally didn't even know that the Olympics had mascots. So
I don't know if it's for the I don't know if. Interesting. I don't know.
Well, it's got to
if
be
you
an
had-
animal in Tower God. I'm just trying to think of what animals we've seen.
No.
No,
It
no,
could just be
he's
for
really
the
drawing.
for the country because the country is going to compete in the Olympics. So like, what is the country's
He says I'm going to draw
mascot,
a character
right?
dressed as the Winter Olympics mascot.
But the question says, try and guess what animal the mascot is.
I know. I just feel like it should.
Man, what?
A bird.
A bird of some sort. Birds are pretty.
don't
Birds are a pretty safe guess. I would say that was my first thought. Let's.
I literally couldn't even fathom another answer.
I can't even think of an animal.
Gavin's like, what's an animal? Hi, what do we got?
Fish.
A fish?
Makes no sense, but fish. I don't know. Winter fish. They don't do well together, but it'll work. Fish. So I don't know. I don't know. Some sort of sea mammal.
Okay. I don't know. I was gonna say a bird. I just don't know what.
Double
kind.
down on bird.
What's that? All right,
down
bird it is.
All right.
I'll put a point towards bird of some sort. All right.
Oh, is it a panda?
No.
It's snow leopard.
Is
right?
that it? White
Yeah.
tiger.
A white
Oh, tiger.
Oh wow, we were off.
Okay. What I say? A fish and
You
bird.
said a bird. I said a bird. You said a bird. You said a fish.
Fish.
I didn't even think of a white tiger. I didn't know they were native to. I guess they don't have to be. Fair enough, but I would figure.
now
it'd be
wait, is
native
it
to
like every team in the Olympics gets their own mascot?
Well, generally speaking, there will be a national animal that represents. So the United States, it's the bald eagle. For I think it's it's the bear for Russia, Russian bear. A lot of nations have like an animal, that like
No, yeah.
thing.
Is that the same? What I'm asking is that the same one as the Olympics mascot?
Yeah,
Is
no,
the
no,
Olympics mascot
that's what I'm
specific?
saying. Yeah, like that represents your national country. So when you come into the Olympics, you're representing your country. So your mascot would be the same. It would be weird to have your mascot. I would assume. I could be wrong, but I would figure your mascot would be the same animal that represents your nation.
So
It makes the
Korea's
most
is white
sense.
tiger?
I guess.
I don't know.
I'm gonna sound really
That or is it
stupid
just
now
like
if
a
that wasn't it.
random?
Yeah,
I gotta
why
know
this.
this.
Feels like I don't know anything, but it feels like I don't know. That feels. I don't know why.
I kind of
that
want to
feels-
read like what he said before.
South Korea's national animal. Tigers. Yeah,
Oh.
it's the tiger. Wow,
what do you
look at
know?
that. All right, you learn something new every day. Thank you, Nicholas. Anyway, Gavin, or whoever's
I think
turn
it
it
should be a
was.
fish.
yeah. I'm going with fish. It's a fish.
I'm gonna call up Korea and be like, yo, change that. shit
Clearly
to
a tiger disguised as a bird. So. Obviously, we win.
It's a flying fish. One
flying
of those
fish.
fish with wings.
Oh my god. All right,
man.
so
Go
we
for
got
it.
chapter 290. As I said last week, for this week's blog post, blog post image, I drew Bam being dressed up as Soharang. I felt that for this kind of stuff, I should make Bam do it. So I just went for it. It's cute. Maybe for next week as well, I will draw a character doing a costume play. Don't make me guess, because I don't know.
Yeah, we'll be here a while.
Finally, all of the Winter Olympics have finished today. I really enjoyed watching the curling. Actually, due to the time schedule, I could not watch all of it, but played the Korean versus Japanese match while working. Players from both countries were all splendid, and it was too fun for me to stay focused at work.
Curling is the one where they like slide the thing
Correct.
down the
they
ice, right?
they slide the stone, and then you
Yeah.
have brooms, and you.
What an interesting sport,
yeah.
dude. Like, you think of all the sports out there, right? And it's like, they're all kind of crazy, they're all kind of quirky in their own ways when you really break it down. But like, that one to me is like, who the hell thought of that? You know what I mean? Like, an Olympic sport, it's like kind of wild,
See, it's
obviously
weird.
it takes skill like everything else, but
I don't know. I always thought there was like weirder ones because like that one
Fair
is
enough.
like I don't
There are
know.
some
Like
weird
I always
ones.
think of like throwing stuff like and like watching it slide, and obviously like sweeping it is what changes the lot like the movement.
sure.
of said,
No,
like,
I
object.
get it how the sport works.
But-
It's just an interesting one.
Yeah,
you
I don't know. It's very competitive.
It's
Better
like,
than football, where it's like take this and don't die.
Yeah.
What?
yeah, I'm just saying it got popular over I think the last Olympics because people
Yeah.
were like memeing it. It was like all right, curling, and then like you because I watched watched it, and I was like, "This is actually insane!" Like,
it is kind of
people
cool
are
to watch.
like, it's hardcore.
relaxing.
Yeah,
It's like, just throw some shit. And
It's
people are like,
satisfying because it's like, oh my god, get on the target,
Yeah.
get on the target, and then like they'll like miss a sweep and they'll like want to kill each other over it, and you're just like, and they're like fighting and they're like trash talking each other, and you're like, this is amazing.
Wild.
Love it. Beautiful.
World is an amazing place.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that was it. Sorry.
Yep. If the training BAM did in the rice pot, was a training that was meant only for BAM's special path, this time it's broader, and regulars get to know about it. Of course, BAM's party will learn it a bit faster at a higher speed. Please think of it as a part of that kind of training process. Though by nature, Tower of God is closer to the systemic growth in strength than the sudden level ups. I'm considering to focus more on the characters in this training. How will Bam, Kun, and Rak progress? For Boro's side, though it was an obvious route, they did get to meet with Data Jihad. I wonder if Boro's party can cross there and seize the mirror. Well, first of all, will they be okay or not? It's worrisome.
Freaking Boro always getting thrown in these situations, bro. Oh, man.
I feel like Boro and the Traveler need to meet. You know, it's like, what's going on, bro? Why are we here? It's like, I don't know, dude. I said I wanted to meet Emily. Like, now this dude who's all white wants to kill everybody and he's eating kids and shit. And Boro's like, dude, tell me about it. These niggas are dragging me around all of these random floors, bro. You know how many times I've nearly gotten killed? I mean, one time we fought some weapons, which was pretty dope because I could dodge them. But like, most of the time, it's not weapons.
Oh, man. All right. Episode 292. Call me Panda-kun. A parody of Pandabi, mascot of Paralympic Games. That's fantastic.
That's adorable.
Beautiful.
Okay. Huh? Kun? Oh my god. That's fantastic. It's Banda-kun. Now I have nothing more to say. For the next week, I'll draw something normal. This week, you can watch the battle between the Jihad and Mescheni, plus Data companions, and Bomb's proficient, which in reality, he shot it just now, mirror ball control. I actually had a hard time coming up with Jihad versus Mescheni battle. For Data Mescheni, she's a pretty OP data among regulars, so regarding how close she can get to Jihad, I had to take some time to think about that myself. Jihad's main weapon is a needle, but since he thinks Mescheni's strength is below him, he does not seem to use it that much. Data Jihad at this time feels more like an adolescent boy, both enthusiastic and defiant. He was a person who received lots of trust from his comrades. I wonder how the battle with Data Jihad will go. I start to worry about Team Boro. Well, if you're worrying, you're the one making the story, so I have a pretty good authority something bad's gonna happen. About Bomb's orb. After I finalize the design, I'm trying hard to come up with a plan. Skill tree kind of thing. What's certain is that the current orb is just the basic shape or form, and what kind of ability it will possess or how it will develop later has infinite possibilities. In many ways, I think Bomb suits the image of being focused or eagerly wanting something. So I want the orb and black hole sphere to progress in that way. Just based on how much of it has been revealed, it looks pretty broken. How can I put it? It will become the first step to controlling Shinsu like magic. Interesting. Yeah, because like the ball gives him just, like he said, limitless possibilities in the sense that, okay, Rak has, hardening, you can make a shield, do those sorts of things. And sure, you could technically construct maybe more things than a shield. So you have a lot of possibilities, and ice goes a long way. But generally speaking, like it's a spear. So it's like, and Rak's is a shield. So in some way, shape, or form, they're going to benefit from being constructed in some sort of way that conjoins with that. But Bomb having a literal orb really has just shown that it's like you have this orb and then virtually anything could come out of it, like beams or whatever the case might be. Like,
what was that?
It's just limitless.
What was that crappy commercial when we were growing up? It was like Fushigi that everybody wanted. It was like that clear orb that the guy would play with it on his hand and it looked like it was fluid all around him, but it was like a big scam that everybody bought into and like you really couldn't do it. And it's like the magical floating orb, and it was like Fushigi and like everybody wanted it.
I don't remember.
You don't remember
personally,
that?
But
No,
I don't
it like reminded me of that. It's like you can like move the orb because it's like magician. Like Bam's gonna be the new magician.
I guess so.
He's gonna be on a stage and be like, "Here's my Shinsu magic."
Well, Elon made a point to say that like V was like his best or his number one quality or trait that he was known for was tension of Shinsu. So I guess in that sense the orb fits, because it's like if Bam can just concentrate the tension of Shinsu in that orb, and then like you said, he can release it in whatever way he wants, but like that means that the impact of that attack or Shinsu is going to be just always insane.
Yeah. Sorry, cough attack. I swallowed water down the wrong pipe. All right. Excuse me. If I can add some stories about my personal business, recently I'm trying to reach harmony, both emotionally and physically. To keep working on manhwa, I think physical and mental health should have come first. Even if I have to spend some time when there is none. I should start exercising. Though I've been making that same promise to myself for years now, I will definitely do it this time. Please take care of your health too, everyone. Next episode, I broke my leg. I'm no longer...
Well, I hear that, and then we just know where he is now, and it's like,
yeah,
come on.
he may have exercised.
He may, yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
He's like,
Find out next
today
time.
was good. I lifted a book.
Starting slow. Oh, man.
All right, chapter 293.
Yes, I do.
Do you like ice cream? I love
Rack.
it when it's
No.
There's no way Rack doesn't like ice
Yeah,
cream.
Rack has to love ice cream.
Then again, he likes eating everything super fast, so that might be why he doesn't like
He
ice
gets
cream.
brain
He'll get
freeze,
brain
maybe?
freeze.
Yeah. Or it's because Kuhn is the one asking, so he just has to be, you know.
Or true. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
to each other.
He's like, no. Bam grabs it. I'll have some ice cream.
Yeah.
Kuhn's like, I licked right there. now you give it a go.
And I want to be like, well, that's just petty, but that's kind of their whole relationship.
Yeah,
Rack and
yeah.
Kuhn is just petty, like your emotions. Kuhn AA went into an ice cream business to show off his talent. Today's postscript, just like in the story, I feel like Kuhn's talent lies more in business rather than ice. I get the feeling that he will do quite well in business.
He's about to sell you
yeah.
a house or life insurance.
Or what if he sells you ice?
Whoa.
The battle with sworn enemies has begun. Sworn enemies is what is most unique about this episode, so there will be more frequent fights. I wonder if I can tell you each character's story at least a bit, like the last time, but this time. I want to focus more on the battles and developments. Each of them is fighting with their own sworn enemies swapped. There aren't really many regulars with high levels of combat skill other than Bam, Endorsi, Sachi, in Team Bam. In Kuhn's case, he becomes OP if he uses Enakor, but that should be regarded as an exception, so this time I thought the story needed some events that could be the beginning footstep for Kuhn and Rack to be on the same level, like having their own abilities. Anyway, Kuhn is a character who is pretty good at utilizing or applying his ability once he awakens it. I'll try to make him develop the skills for a long, long time. But, of course, personally, if you ask me whether Kuhn is a Lightbearer or Spearbearer, I will say Lightbearer still. Regarding that, I think he will still find the appropriate aberration later.
Arbitration. So, like,
Okay.
which one he
Arbitration.
wants to use. Yeah.
I gotta say, for me, that explanation was kind of important. Like, I appreciate what he's doing now, because at first I was like, wasn't as accepting as a spear bearer, but
Sure.
it kind of seems like he's of that same wavelength. So I'm just like, I don't want him to not be a light bearer and just be the spear bearer. now, you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
for me, he's just gonna be like almost a light bearer, and it's like kind of reassuring where it's like, it's just in it, like it's a part of the process. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm
what makes
accepting
Kuhn AA
Yeah.
is special. I get it.
Anyway,
Say it doesn't.
now we can enjoy Kuhn's Ice Spear show, like the case with Bam's Orb and Sachi's Vines. If things like these continue to increase as the person who draws them, sometimes I just want to send them all to the recycle bin. I try to draw them by hand as much as possible, but I do think about learning special skills as well. Considering the technological advancement, I don't have much time, but maybe I will use my spare time to study them. P.S. I like the cheesecake flavor from Baskin Robbins.
It was so random. It was kind of funny.
That was just so random.
Kind of just came out of left field.
I guess he was talking about the ice cream thing, because that's what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just funny.
It was just, yeah.
Anyway, Gavin, take it away.
All right, chapter 294. It's wild. Oh my god. The drawing for today's postscript is Kunbam curiously staring at the gator in the wild, who is eating stones. Now that I look back at it, maybe I should have made Gator's teeth his weapon, rather than the spear. Like, he eats the bones of his enemies, and after that, he has a cool, mischievous smile on his face. Now that's the first generation hardcore webtoon right there.
I'm down for it.
I'm just joking. I don't think I could draw that. I'm pretty squeamish.
Damn it.
Yeah, you barely draw Rack to begin with.
I need
so
the R-rated version. I want to see
Yeah.
blood. I want to see Rack just like,
That could be dope.
sick.
It looks like Bam's orb indeed suits him. You can probably guess from the orb's techniques, although they are the same Shinsu control techniques from before. Orb can make them even stronger. Edon did not add much explanation since he is OP. However, by setting it, it is rather difficult to make an orb form with Shinsu and utilize it. Like all other manhwa out there, there are more and more outstanding characters gathering around as the world building progresses. So it is easy to point out such a setting with details.
Not easy.
So it is not easy. So,
I don't mean to be that guy. I just for that one, it literally
no,
flips
honestly,
the context.
with the grammar sometimes
Yeah.
it makes it so hard to like follow, and I'm like
Dude,
trying to
no
process it. Yeah.
judgment. I'm right there with you.
Even Kisa, who looked pretty lethargic this week, is pretty high tier among regulars and can act as a fisherman in teams. Anyway, as a wave controller, it is very advantageous to use Orb when attacking with Shinsu, so it will be helpful for Bam to become stronger. I am considering making more special features and forms for the Orb later.
Okay.
I had some thoughts about the Kun's ice spear because it does not fit the balance if Kun can suppress Viol as soon as he manifests his ice spear ability. So I thought maybe it would be better if I can make it more like Kun, playing with Viol using his techniques. To be honest, the ice spear is still at its prototype stage, and the true form is yet to be revealed. For the true manifestation of each character's ability, I think it's a good idea to stick around a little longer. Feet Rack. It looks like in the following week there will be the final battle between Data Mashcheni versus Data Zahard. I hope you will look forward to that.
And I did like how Kun utilized his lighthouse abilities in conjunction with the ice spear to kind of like suppress him in that little dome arena thing and stuff. It's cool.
Yes.
All right, so episode 295. Thanks to Naver, who has given me a shocking thumbnail. It was too busy for me this week. So it happened that the postscript is late too. As soon as I saw this, I knew I should put it in the postscript. Thanks again for the Naver employee who has supported me. I was thinking of making an explosion. This week, I won't add any explanation about the work. While I do want to offer some excitement for those who come to read the postscript every week, I kind of felt guilty about just going on and on about the episodes as well. Maybe I should keep the postscript short and try putting some other content. I'm considering it. I have so many thoughts, but I only have one body. It's troubling. Preach, dude. These days, I wonder how long I can keep at this pace. But aside from that, I always want to enjoy my work. If you are reading it and I enjoy drawing it, there's nothing more I can hope for. SIU.
Damn. The shortest postscript yet.
Yeah.
For real, right? Anyway, take it away.
Okay. Chapter 296.
All right.
Oh.
Boys back in town.
We're in school
The boys
clothes.
in Endorsey.
And Dorsey are back in town.
It's the season of cherry blossom. Actually, it's become hard to see the pretty colors of cherry blossoms in Seoul due to the fine dust in the air. Ugh, so close. Still, the cherry blossoms around this time of the year always look pretty and excite me. Now that I've become an adult, I can finally realize how impressive the cherry blossoms I have seen as a child in Mushishion, Jochiwan, and Budanji really were. Though I cannot go without the flower viewing this year as well. I drew a picture of the Tower of God kids so at least they can have some fun. Flower viewing, traditional custom of enjoying the transient beauty of flowers. Flowers are in this case almost always referring to those of the cherry or less frequently plum trees. Cool. From the moment I had stated the sworn enemy story, I wanted to make something sensible out of existence of Viol and the existence of Bam. Although Bam has not completely gotten out of Fug, it's still true that Bam has tried to erase the fact that he was Viol and forget about it. Viol has a strong image of loneliness, so I wanted to show you the feeling he felt during the time period, the more humane aspect of him, and how he accepts it. Of course, part of his growth in strength came from the orb, but I think how the internal growth is continued is also part of Tower of God. that bro was shown at the end of this chapter. I'm not sure what has happened to him, is if he's Data or not, but it feels like he's going to make this episode more chaotic. Anyway, please look forward to next week as well, as it's gotten a little cold recently, but I hope it'll become a good week so that you can enjoy the spring. Mods who worked on this week's blog post, Nicholas and Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you. I love
the
how he
best.
calls him that bro. Eric is that bro.
Yeah.
Love it. Great character. All right, cool. So this is our discussion on the blog post. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you to all of the mods that helped put together these blog posts for us to talk about and then for you guys to enjoy. Big shout out to them. Couldn't do this without you guys, seriously. Yes. And as far as questions are concerned, does anyone have a question that they'd like to ask?
I really wish we would stop waiting till the very end.
No, I have one off top. I was just
then
if you guys
shoot.
want.
No, yeah.
What position is Kuhn? What's Kuhn's primary position? There you go. Easy one. Softball. Doesn't have to be
It's
hard.
like the biggest spoiler ever, and they're like, "You guys aren't there yet."
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Then
I'd be like, actually, no,
I'd be like, you know what? I'll eat it. But yeah, I'll eat it on that one. Anyway, yeah. Answer what Kuhn's primary position is, and then type out your comment. And next week's blog post might just have your comment in the beginning of it. But make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, sharing with your friends, and commenting your thoughts down below. What did you think of our discussion? What did you think of these chapters? How hype is this? Is it hype or is it hype? Let us know in those comments down below. Also refer to our description where we have plenty of links, all of which support the channel in some way, shape, or form. We have our merch store. We have our Twitch channel. We have our Discord link as well, so you can continue the conversation, join the community. It's not just the end of this video. It doesn't live and die here. You could just keep it going. Just join that community, talk with the brilliant people that are already there among the many other links. And a big shout out to our patrons, especially Stoic and Nathan, the acolytes of anime on there. We couldn't do this without you guys. Your overwhelming support will never go unappreciated. Y'all the real ones. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the flip. Peace.
Ninjas are samurais, blaze of the kunais. Find me in the leaf of the cloud, screaming out Bankai. We just some ghouls though, who like seeing parts fly.